Okay?
I will not.
Trump loves you. And I'm not even fucking kidding. With over 1 million people tuning in on a daily basis that could possibly have their mind changed or become more informed about something that matters. Okay? When we just take this firepower and we throw it out the window because we have an hour of trolls straight. I mean, Donald Trump is just sitting there grinning and kicking his feet in the air, blushing with how thankful he is that the people couldn't organize to get something done. We are our own worst enemy. We genuinely are our own worst enemy. There's something that could be done here. Okay, we're going to clearly ban the 9-year-old saying the N-word. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Only up inside of the queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president. We've been live for 50 minutes. We have 40,000 viewers, but we can't find one Trump supporter to join the live stream to have a conversation with us. Ahan, thank you for the galaxy. Welcome to Damien. Do you support Trump?
Yes.
How old are you?
I'm 19.
And what year were you born in?
06.
What month?
August 9th.
August 9th. Okay, yeah, man, you would be 19. So why don't you care about our president threatening to genocide 90 million people, attacking the Pope, calling himself a Christian, praising Allah after threatening to invade our allies like Greenland? Why don't you care?
Well, I'm not saying I don't care about anything like that, but I seen how the first economical state of was when, like, his first term. I seen how good that was.
Dude, you're like 13.
Yeah, but I mean, once you learn about this stuff, you can still have, like, I don't know how to explain it. Like,
okay, no, it's fine, whatever. So you think he's good for the? So you think he's good for the economy?
Now this term, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Okay, but you still support him.
I feel like it could,
you still support him like right now. So why do you still support him today?
I feel like he could get better in certain aspects with it. But
okay, so you support him because you think he's doing pretty bad, but you think he's going to do better in the future. So why do you think he's going to do better in the future?
I mean, he possibly could, yes.
And is that why you support him?
Yeah, I have hope for everybody, but...
Okay, why do you think he's going to just magically start doing good things if you acknowledge that over the course of the last year and a half, he's been doing a lot of bad things?
You actually got me there. I couldn't give you an answer on that.
Okay, well, the answer is you can't demonstrate that he's going to magically start doing good things. That is ultimately a belief rooted within your own emotions. Emotions don't track truth. Emotions don't inform us about reality. Emotions don't tell us things that are true. Emotions don't increase our knowledge. They're just kind of representative of our hopes, our aspirations, and our desires. Okay, hopes, aspirations, and desires, like, don't track truth. Okay, so this want to explain, like, you know, like anything that's actually true of the world we live in. It's just kind of telling us that emotionally you're like attached to him in the way.
Why do you support, like, what you support? I'm very open-minded. I want to learn more.
Okay, well, listen, man, I like, once again, do you have, like, an argument for why you support Trump as president outside of I just feel like it?
No, I really don't even support him. I just wanted to hear your side of things. And
okay, Damien. Well, if you want to hear my side of things, let me debate a Trump supporter. Okay, Damien? Genuinely. If you want to hear my side of things, let me debate a Trump supporter. That's when you hear my side of things. But when we have an hour of people that don't actually support Trump joining the stream to troll or to mess around, you will never hear my side of things. Which is exactly why right before you joined, I went through I went through how we have such a great opportunity to change minds today. But, you know, it seems like we're our own worst enemy, and there's people watching that are preventing us from doing so by just completely destroying the live stream and trolling me or messing with me or LARPing or lying for an hour straight. You know, it's we really are our own worst enemy, guys. There's a lot of good that could be done here if we just if we don't troll. You support Trump, Layla?
Yeah.
And how old are you?
I am 18.
What year were you born in?
2008.
What month?
February.
Okay. And why don't you care about our president being a violent sexual predator? Okay. She left. That was a troll too, guys. We really are our own worst enemy. It's really sad, honestly. It's really sad, honestly. I mean, it's just unbelievable.
Can I get out?
This is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Man. It's just such a good... We just have such a good opportunity here to do something. To change minds, to get people to vote. Thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people over the course of multiple months of running these streams daily. We really have an opportunity. Quinn, do you support Trump?
So I'm not trying to show everything. I want to your side of the story. So
I'm sorry, Quinn, you literally have the worst mic I've ever heard. I can't even hear you. She is talking through a toaster from the 19th century that was pulled up from a shipwreck. And it is still just covered with smut, water, and partially eaten by a really hungry shark. That's what she's talking to us through. Mason, 6'7", do you support Trump?
Yes,
And how old are you, Mason?
I am 19.
All right, put it on God.
I don't do that.
Let's go to get the next guest connected. Guys, please, genuinely, stop. Just stop. Just stop. Just stop. Just stop. Just stop. You've had an hour. You've had an hour, you guys. You've had an hour. You've had an hour, everybody. You've had an hour doing this. You've had 60 minutes. An hour, guys. An hour. What a wasted opportunity, bro. What a wasted opportunity to do something good. Genuinely. What a fucking wasted opportunity, man. We're gonna get the next guest connected. Only app inside of the queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Trump. Bro, whenever we have a good thing, people just have to try to find a way to ruin it.
Hello.
We are our own worst enemy. Caesar salad.
I
do you
have
support Trump?
progeria. That's why I sound like this.
Caesar salad. Do you support Trump? McKenna, thank you
Yes.
for the galaxy. How old are you?
Hello?
I'm 20.
What year were you born in?
2005.
What month?
November.
Okay, don't believe you. JJ, do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
How old are you?
Yes, I do. 18.
How old are you? Okay, what year were you
18.
born in?
2008.
What month?
March.
Okay, all right, man. And why don't you care about our president being a violent sexual offender?
Even though he's a bad president, that doesn't mean some of the things that he does is wrong.
That sentence was completely incoherent, but I've debated so many Trump supporters that I just know that what you meant to say is even
hold on.
though he's a bad person, he still does some good things as president. You just
Yes,
said it like
basically-
backwards and like contorted, but I've just heard that excuse a million times. I know what you're trying to say, even though you just said it completely incorrectly. Okay, so what are the 3 largest accomplishments of the Trump administration in Donald Trump's second term?
The war in Iran. The war in Iran.
And why is that an accomplishment?
Because he's helping us as America.
How?
Because he is helping the people in Iran by killing the dictator in that country.
Are you okay, you're lying about your age, right? You're not actually 18, right?
I am.
Okay, do you have a driver's license? I'm not going to ask to see it, but do you have one?
No, I don't. I have a
So
driver's
18
permit.
With a permit.
Yes.
And you have 09 in your name. I don't believe you. We're going to move on to the next guest. Only up inside of the queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president. Guys, let's go to get the next guest connected. I just don't believe him. Sometimes I kind of want to like change the minimum age to like 21. So it'd just be a lot easier to tell if somebody's lying or not. It'd just give me a lot more confidence. But I mean, 18-year-olds vote, so we'll always have them up here. But making the line 18 makes it really hard for me to tell if they're lying or not. Cassie, do you support Trump, or are you wasting our time just like everybody else for the last hour?
Dean, get those fucking words off of your...
All right, please stop wasting our time. It's been an hour. I'm frankly begging you to just let us do something with the massive crowd of people we have. I'm frankly begging you guys to let me do something good here. Hey, do you support Trump, Haley?
I do.
And how old are you, Haley? Haley, how old are you?
2001.
Frankly, begging you to stop. Just stop, bro.
What's going on, Dean? Appreciate
Tyler,
you.
do you support Trump?
I do. I
How
am
old are you?
18 years old, born August 21st, 2007.
Okay.
Okay.
So why don't you care about our president being a violent sexual predator?
So frankly, I have seen the things on the news. I'm not super informed on the sexual stuff that has happened, so I don't have an argument on that. My strongest argument on why I support our president is the Secure America Act.
Which does what?
The Secure America Act, I believe, I don't remember the exact number. I think it was 70 billion is allocated towards our borders, and then
No. $70 billion are allocated towards the DHS and ICE. Okay.
My
So you support
apologies.
Trump because he gave an additional $70 billion to an agency that has greenlit their agents to arrest people without judicial warrants in violation of the 4th and 14th Amendment, that has hired violent domestic abusers that have beat their wives, that have then turned around and killed innocent citizens and undocumented immigrants, that have then been defended by the administration and the Department of Homeland Security. In the last year and a half, ICE agents have killed more Americans than Iran. And you want to give them more money. Why is that?
Not only is the funding going towards those agencies, we're also implementing that funding towards advancing our artificial intelligence and our NIIs. I don't remember what the exact acronym stands for. It's the scanners that scan the fentanyl. But
Tyler, this isn't your fault in the slightest, man. You actually can't say the names of any drugs on TikTok Live. It's a really weird rule that they've had forever that they really need to get rid of. I'll explain to you why they have the rule. So they don't have enough confidence in their AI moderation systems to be able to distinguish somebody naming a drug and endorsing it, saying that they use it and other people should too, which they want to restrict, and people like naming drugs in like policy debates on the state of our country. So because of that, you actually can't say the name of any drug on TikTok Live without getting a major restriction for like endorsing the use of controlled illicit substances. It's really unfortunate, Tyler. Sorry, man. I had to kick you, but I guess now everybody else knows. So let's go to get the next guest up here. What a very unfortunate way to kick off the first debate with a Trump supporter in an hour. Genuinely, what a really sad way. Let's go to get that next guest connected. We got Ginny loaded into the live only opposite side of the box. If you happen to be an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president, that's pretty sad. That's pretty unfortunate. Hey, do you support Trump? Hello? Jenny, you got around 3 seconds here before I kick you. Okay, Jenny's not here, so let's go to move on to the next guest. Eden, E-D-E-N, thank you so much for the $10 over on Super Chat, who says, Dean, please read. Did you get my message on DNC Dean? I talked to Parker about what I said in my last dono about proposing to my girlfriend. I don't really check my message requests on there often, but I'll have to take a look, Eden. Thank you for the $10. Let's get 100 Eden W's. Yeah, we could sure hear you, Jake. Give me one moment. Sabrina, thank you for the $5 and the great idea. Marissa, thank you so much for the $5 as well. Miles with the $15, who says, glad you're doing well today, bro. Thank you again for what you do. Well, it's good to see you today, Miles. I know that you're hanging out with us in here. What was it, 2 days ago? You had sent some love then. Thank you, Miles, for the $15. Let's get 150 Miles W's. Same thing to you, Ellie. Thank you for the $25. Who said, after learning more about Trump, I debated my MAGA parent and got called an R-worded fucking hypocrite and a racist instead of having a real discussion. I'd love to show him one of your lives, but I'm scared to. You give me help for humanity. Please keep it up. Oh my God, Ellie. It sounds like your parents are just crazy. I'm so sorry that you have to be their child. That is really unfortunate, Ellie. Please show some major love to Ellie. Same thing to you, Sydney. Thank you for the $15. Who says, thank you for being a walking example of the possibility of change. Well, thank you for supporting it and what we do with these live streams, Sydney. And that I sure am. I do believe that people are capable of change. Thank you for the $15. Same thing to you, Joseph. Thank you for the $25. Who says, I'm sure that you've said this, but it must be because it's summer. Hopefully when school starts back up in a month or so, it'll get better. Keep on fighting through it. Yeah, when school starts back up, we'll be good because like literally like 90% of our trolls are legitimately 12-year-olds in middle school. So as soon as they're like forced to be at school, I think that we're going to be, rocking and rolling pretty well. Thank you for the $25, Joseph. Let's get 250 Joseph W's. Same thing to you, Jesse. Thank you for the $10. And Serena, thank you for the $10 who asked me not to read their message out loud. And then we have one more, then we'll pass this guy the mic. Thank you, Sabrina, with the $10. She says, keep on crushing it. I try my best, Sabrina. Show some love to all the donors. That guy actually left, so let's go to get the next guest connected. Only do opposite side of the queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Trump. We're just looking for some debates, everybody. That's what we're looking for. So give us a moment to try to find that next debater. welcome in. Do you support Trump?
I do, man. How you doing?
Dude, all right, Jaden, how old are you?
I'm 19.
Okay, so why don't you care about our president threatening to invade our allies and threatening to genocide 90 billion people?
It's not that I don't care about it. It's that I think it's very not true.
And I'm very close.
Sorry, I'm starting to play a clip of Andrew Tate that I played at the beginning of the live stream. So you don't think it's true that
Oh,
Donald
fuck
Trump
Andrew
threatened?
Tate. Andrew Tate's a fucking weirdo.
Actually, I'm
I
going to
know
play
them
you the
well,
clip since you just said that.
And I'm very close to the Trump family. I know them well, and I spoke to Barron after the incident, and I look forward to, once I am free, being with Donald Trump in person and reminding him that he's a bullet.
yeah, fuck Andrew Tate, the guy that today you spoke about how close he is. Okay, just head on the mic. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Only opposite side of the queue. If you happen to be an American adult that supports Trump, guys, it's been over an hour. We're going to end the live stream soon if we can't find a debate. We're going to end the live stream here soon if we can't find a debate. Thank you, Natalie, for the Galaxy. I do really appreciate you. I mean, this is just terrible. Hey, do you support Trump 70 grade?
I do.
How old are you?
42.
Why do you think Trump supporters
83.
are so scared of debating me?
What's up?
Why do you think Trump supporters are so scared of talking to me, man?
I think that a lot of your audience is 16, 17, 18 years old, and they don't really have a whole lot to say. They get a lot of their shit from late night comedians and can't really hold their own.
You know, actually, the primary age demographic of people that we have tuning into the live streams is 24 through 34, but they just know how to control themselves, so they don't join the guest requests. It's like the kids that just happen to be scrolling on their For You page that give us issues. So why do you happen to support the very worst president of your 42 years of life, Mr. Wannabe Dictator Don?
Yeah, I don't think that he's as bad as you claim. I think that you and I can both agree that his biggest problem is his mouth. He gets himself in trouble a lot, but he means well. So you usually ask people, why do you support him? I support him because politicians lie through their teeth. So, for example, when Barack Obama literally said, if you like your doctor, you can keep your doctor, when that ended up not being the case, that caused actual harm. Trump running his mouth about having a bigger audience and being the very best in the world, that kind of stuff doesn't really cause problems. So I encourage him to try to get past his foolish mouth. But in general, I'll take a guy like that over a lying snake politician any day.
Okay. So I was just looking up that Obama quote. Could you repeat the last sentence that you said? About how you're going to take a politician that does something over a lying snake any day?
If you like your doctor, you can keep your doctor.
Yeah.
So all of the elderly.
But then
right?
what did you say about Trump after that?
I would much rather take a guy like Trump who means well, who wants the best, has a big fat mouth. We can agree on that.
Yeah.
I'd much rather have that than an actual liar, a Nancy Pelosi or Eric Swalwell, right? A guy allowed to be in areas that he shouldn't be after sleeping with a Chinese spy. That is way worse than Trump's.
Wait, I just want to clarify. Your biggest issue with Eric Swalwell is not the fact that he's a rapist?
Oh, of course. That was, but the thing was is that he was already on committees when he shouldn't have been, and politicians, all of them, they all allowed it. That's way worse than Trump's fat mouth.
Listen, man. So you did point out the Obama lie. Okay, I actually don't think that was a lie, because I think to lie means to intentionally say something that was false. That was a promise from Obama when the ACA was in its infancy, but after all the poison pills from the GOP in Congress and the deliberation and the of debate on the floor of Congress, of course it became something a little bit different. PolitiFact named that the lie of the year. Then Obama came out and later publicly apologized for this. See, the thing is Donald Trump in his first term told over 30,000 lies, plus the largest lie ever told by a politician, which was that the 2020 election was stolen. And that had major repercussions, such as J6, where we had hundreds of crazed Trump supporters trying to kill our representatives, and 71% of the Republican Party upholding virtues of distrust and disdain in our civil electoral systems. I mean, it was an attempted overthrow of an election and the American democracy. And Donald Trump is still telling that same lie to this day. We actually have an advisor from Trump's first term that came out and said that Donald Trump has zero alignment with reality. He says things regardless if they're true and false. Or false, and if somebody calls them out on it, he just kind of, takes it and continues on, and he just kind of hopes that people don't call him out on it. So if your biggest issue is slimy lies, Donald Trump would be your least favorite president due to the fact that no other president has told more lies than him and told larger lies than him, such as the outcome of the 2020 election.
Well, okay, so with the 2020 election, technically, was it stolen? No. Was it rigged? No. Were there irregularities up the ass? Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, you would have to be void of all common sense to not see what Pennsylvania did, changing voting laws the day of. On top of that,
so then you admit that Donald Trump lied about it.
I think that Donald, like I said, I think that Donald Trump has a big mouth, and rather than being articulate, he just says shit.
Did he lie about the 2020 election?
I don't think that he lied about it as much as his lips, a lie, like a full-blown, the sky is red.
No. I want you to define the word lie.
A falsehood.
Okay, to say something that's false. So when Donald Trump said that it was stolen, and you just said, well, it wasn't stolen, we could agree that that statement was false, and that statement was something that Donald Trump said. Therefore, we could agree that that was a lie from Trump.
A loose-lipped comment. I think
What's
that
the difference between a lie and a loose-lipped comment?
I'll tell you. Intent. Was his intent to just full-blown lie and say the sky is red? No. I think his intent was to be boastful in saying that the entire thing was, and again, fucked up. I think that but he doesn't. I'm sorry, but you're just wrong. Well.
Like no, because what you're trying to say is like maybe Donald Trump was just using vague, boastful language to make it more dramatic. Okay, it was rigged, exactly it was stolen. When in all reality there were just like irregularities with like Pennsylvania's like laws and COVID and mail and you know like Hunter Biden's laptop maybe. So I understand what you're saying, and maybe you would have an argument here if this was one comment made by Trump one time with no further explanation of his view. But Donald Trump has repeatedly claimed and explained since the 2020 election that he explicitly thinks that it was RIGGED. I have to say that because of TikTok TOS. Just spell it out in your head. Because there were installed fake votes. Because China and Taiwan hacked into our voting machines. Because there were people across the country sending in fake ballots in the names of dead people. Because there were undocumented immigrants across the country that were voting in the names of citizens. And then he compiled all of that all of those claims, explicitly claiming not just irregularities, but straight up theft
in the weeks and months.
63 court cases where he then explicitly, I mean, you could read the court cases, explicitly tried to convince these judges that it was rigged. Not that there were irregularities, that it was illegally rigged. And then he's repeated that same claim for the next, I don't know, now nearly 6 years. So you're absolutely wrong when you say that
you do know
didn't
it's his
actually
opinion,
think
right?
that it was rigged.
I mean, it is his opinion. I mean, the man is allowed to have an opinion. I mean, just like Hillary Clinton.
So I think
just like Hillary Clinton. Well,
there's two options here. The first option here is that we acknowledge that he truly believes that it was stolen, in which case we acknowledge that he absolutely shouldn't be president because he is not acquainted with reality and he is a delusional old man. But the second option is that we acknowledge he didn't truly think that it was stolen. Therefore, he intentionally has been deceiving the American people since the outcome of the 2020 election because he was mad that he lost and he's a tyrant who doesn't care about the voice and the vote of the people.
I don't think the tyrant part needs to be added, but I'll do this. I will concede to this very meaningless point. It is a meaningless point, but I'll concede if you tell me here and now, good faith, you feel the same way about Hillary Clinton all of those years saying that Trump was an illegitimate president? Yes?
No, I don't feel the same way about Hillary Clinton, and I can tell you why.
Okay.
Because Hillary Clinton did contest the outcome of the election, but what she did is she sought after the proper legal channels. She said, I think that this election was stolen, therefore I'm going to go to the courts, I'm going to plea my case, and then when the courts told her that she was wrong, she conceded. Same thing
damage was
happened with Al
already
Gore.
done, Dean.
One moment.
The damage was already done. The public relations nightmare was all over the place. Our media did not give him the time of day. Come on.
There's no damage. There's absolutely no damage.
His entire reputation was damaged those 4 years. Peeing on strippers.
I was in the middle of my
Russian
statement.
asset. I mean,
I was in the middle of my statement, and you interrupted me.
All right, I apologize. Go ahead.
So she sought after the legal proper channels, and then when the legal proper channels told her that she was wrong, she conceded. What did Trump do? He didn't seek after the legal proper channels to figure out if the election was stolen based on his suspicion. No, he said it was stolen. Fuck the legal channels. He called his AG Bill Barr. He said, announce evidence.